Welcome back, Influence Decoders, to another deep dive here on decoded influence. Today, we're going to be looking at something that affects you every time you scroll through your feed.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about viral trends and how they're not always as organic as they seem. Ever get the feeling that some memes are almost too catchy?
Mm,
Like they were engineered to just burrow right into your brain?
yeah, it's a valid feeling.
Okay.
What we're talking about here are what some people are calling viral engineers. People who weaponize memes to manipulate opinions. Think of them as architects of online influence.
So, not just your average meme lords sharing funny cat pictures.
Not exactly, no. These are skilled individuals or even organized groups who understand the psychology of online trends. They might be state-backed operatives, PR firms, even individuals with a knack for going viral. And they use humor and relatability to spread disinformation and influence opinions, all under the guise of entertainment.
That's a bit unsettling. Can you give us an example of how this plays out in the real world?
Sure, think back to the Let's Go Brandon meme. Seemed like it just organically took off, right?
Yeah.
It was actually a calculated strategy by PR firms to bypass political ad laws. They knew it would resonate with a certain audience and spread like wildfire.
So they were deliberately manipulating online trends for political gain.
Absolutely. And it worked. That's a prime example of viral engineering shaping political discourse. And it highlights how these campaigns can have consequences far beyond a few chuckles online.
Okay, so we need to move beyond the "it's just a meme" mentality. What are some other examples of how these engineered trends have real-world consequences?
Well, in 2022, there was a surge of anti-vaccine memes in Africa, many presented in simple, shareable formats like cartoons or graphics. These memes pushed the dangerous and false narrative that Western vaccines were causing infertility.
So they were using easily digestible formats to spread potentially harmful misinformation.
Exactly. The result was a significant drop in vaccination rates and a resurgence of preventable diseases like measles, leading to many preventable deaths. And closer to home, groups like QAnon, a dangerous conspiracy theory group, gained traction by seeding their message through seemingly harmless Save the Children memes. They tapped into people's genuine concern for children to spread their own harmful ideology.
That's chilling. It shows how these viral engineers can exploit sensitive topics and manipulate people's emotions. So how do they do it? What makes these engineered memes so effective at spreading like wildfire?
One key tactic is what we call humor's immunity. When we laugh, we tend to lower our guard. Humor disarms our critical thinking, making us more receptive to the message embedded in the meme, even if that message is false or misleading.
So they're essentially using humor as a Trojan horse to sneak in their agenda.
Precisely. Another tactic they use is what we call meme escalation. They start with a seemingly harmless or even absurd meme. Take the birds aren't real conspiracy, for example. It was funny at first, right?
Yeah, I'll admit I chuckled at a few of those.
Exactly. But that's how it starts. They hook you with humor, then gradually introduce more extreme or dangerous ideas, building on that initial absurdity to shift the Overton window.
For those who might not be familiar, can you explain what the Overton window is?
Sure, the Overton window is the range of ideas considered acceptable in public discourse. By gradually introducing more extreme content, masked by humor, they make those viewpoints seem less radical and more mainstream.
So it's like a slow creep towards normalizing extreme ideas.
Exactly. It's a subtle but effective way to shift public opinion, without people even realizing they're being manipulated.
Okay. So knowing how these viral engineers operate is important. But how can we, as discerning internet users, spot these potentially engineered memes? Is there a way to tell if a meme is just harmless fun or a carefully crafted piece of propaganda?
There are definitely some red flags to watch out for. One simple question to ask yourself is, does the joke require the lie to land? Het. If the humor depends on misinformation, that's a sign that you might be dealing with a carefully engineered meme. Think about it this way. Does the punchline still work if you remove the false information? If not, that's a pretty good indicator that something's fishy.
That's a really helpful tip. It's like a quick meme sniff test. But knowing how to spot them is only half the battle, right? What can we do to actually fight back against these viral engineers? Do we just ignore them, report them?
Ignoring them might not be enough. They thrive on attention, even negative attention. And while reporting can help, it often feels like a game of whack-a-mole instead. We need to become meme insurgents ourselves. We need to develop what we call meme triage.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Meme triage. Sounds like we're about to perform emergency surgery on some bad memes. Walk us through it.
First, we need to develop a meme X-ray mindset. We need to train ourselves to see the underlying structure of these memes. For example, certain cartoon figures or specific catchphrases are often used as shorthand for particular ideologies or conspiracies. Once you recognize these patterns, you can start to see through the facade.
So it's like learning to decode the secret language of these manipulative memes.
Exactly. Once you've identified a potentially harmful meme, you can try a technique we call absurdity jujitsu.
Oh, Ernie Jiu-Jitsu. Now that's a term I haven't heard before. Does this involve any actual grappling?
Not quite, although I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that. Absurdity jujitsu is all about using humor and satire to expose the lies hidden within those harmful memes. It's about turning their own tactics against them.
So we fight fire with fire, but with more absurdity.
Exactly. You take their meme, amplify the absurdity, and highlight the ridiculousness of their claim. It can be surprisingly effective. For instance, someone might create a meme promoting the flat earth theory. You could then remix it into something completely outlandish, like a meme about flat coffee.
I'm picturing a pancake-shaped latte.
Precisely. By taking the core concept and making it obviously absurd, you dismantle the original message and expose its inherent flaws.
It's like using humor to vaccinate people against misinformation. I love it.
Another potent tactic is to join or form what are known as shitposter squads. These are groups that come together to flood those toxic hashtags with nonsensical but harmless content. It effectively drowns out the harmful content and disrupts the work of the viral engineers.
So it's like a digital counter-protest, using absurdity as a shield.
Exactly. Imagine a coordinated group flooding a hashtag filled with anti-vaccine propaganda. With pictures of puppies wearing party hats, you're not debating them or engaging with their arguments. You're just making it harder for their message to be seen. It's a way of reclaiming the space and disrupting their carefully crafted campaigns.
It sounds chaotic, but oddly effective. Have you seen this tactic work in the real world?
Actually, we did an experiment with our listeners, a group of about 100 dedicated decoders. We challenged them to take the flat earth memes and turn them into flat coffee conspiracies.
Wait, you actually got people to create memes about flat coffee.
We did, and the results were both hilarious and surprisingly effective. The sheer volume of absurd content completely overwhelmed the original flat earth memes. They were practically buried under an avalanche of flat coffee jokes. The viral engineers who are promoting that content essentially rage quit. It was a beautiful thing to witness.
That's amazing. It's like a digital version of that old saying, sunlight is the best disinfectant. But in this case, it's absurdity that's disinfecting the internet. I love it.
Exactly. Sometimes laughter is the best weapon we have. But it's not just about organized groups. Individuals can make a huge difference, too.
Do you have any examples of individual decoders who've used these tactics effectively?
Let's talk about decoder Nia from Nigeria. She noticed a wave of anti-LGBTQ plus sentiment spreading through viral dance challenges, which was particularly insidious because it made bigotry seem trendy and fun.
Using popular trends to spread hate. That's awful. So how does she fight back?
Nia decided to fight fire with fire, or in this case, absurdity with absurdity. She created her own series of dance remixes, featuring a character she called the Pride Plague Doctor, a figure that was both absurd and empowering.
A Pride Plague Doctor. Okay, I need to see these videos.
I know, right? They're brilliant. Her dances mocked the bigotry of the original memes, highlighting the absurdity of their message through humor and satire.
And what was the reaction?
Her remixes went viral, completely overshadowing the original hateful content. The original memes were essentially ratioed into oblivion.
Hold on. For those who might not be familiar with internet lingo, can you quickly explain what ratioed means?
Sure. In the world of social media, being ratioed means a post receives significantly more replies than likes, usually indicating disagreement or disapproval. It's basically a sign that the post has backfired.
So in Nia's case, her positive absurd remixes got way more engagement than the original hateful content, effectively drowning it out.
Exactly. It was a brilliant example of using humor and creativity to reclaim the narrative.
That's so inspiring. It shows the power of individual action and creative resistance. We don't have to sit back and let these viral engineers control the narrative.
Absolutely. Nia didn't try to censor or delete the hateful content. She out-memed them. And in doing so, created a more positive and inclusive space online.
That's a powerful lesson for all of us. So, to recap, we've learned that memes are powerful tools. They can be used to spread joy, but they can also be weaponized to spread harmful ideologies.
And it's our responsibility, as savvy internet users, to be aware of the potential for manipulation and to develop our own strategies for fighting back.
We need to become meme literate, recognizing the difference between harmless fun and carefully engineered propaganda. And we need to be willing to use humor, satire, and even a bit of good old-fashioned shitposting to counter the forces of disinformation.
Exactly. It's about using creativity and critical thinking to make the internet a safer and more informed space. You have the power to push back against manipulation and reclaim the narrative.
So, influence decoders. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to remix one toxic meme you encounter online this week.
Turn those birds aren't real conspiracies into trees or just giant broccoli campaigns. Take those died suddenly fear-mongering memes and turn them into spontaneously combusting into glitter celebrations.
The goal is to disarm the misinformation by amplifying the absurdity. Get creative, get outlandish, and most importantly, have fun with it.
And remember, the more people who participate, the more effective this becomes. We can collectively create a digital landscape where absurdity triumphs over misinformation.
Exactly. We can make these viral engineers rage quit the internet one hilarious meme at a time. Be sure to tag us on social media with your creations and use the hashtag #MemTriage. We'll be shedding some of our favorites on the show next week. Who knows? Maybe your meme will be the one that goes viral and helps inoculate others against the next wave of manipulative content.
And speaking of next week, we'll be diving into an even deeper layer of information manipulation. We'll be exploring the world of eclipse curators. Those who exploit crises to flood information voids with their own agendas. It's gonna get dark, folks. But don't worry, we'll bring the flashlights, the fact checks, and of course, a healthy dose of absurdity to light the way.
Until then, stay vigilant, stay curious, and as always, keep decoding the world around you. And don't forget to like, share, and follow Decoded Influence. We love hearing from you influence decoders. Leave us a comment with suggestions for future topics. Until next time.